Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, and I can tell you, Thor is the god of thunder, this man is the god of law. And we are talking about something very special. Remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot. I just went into character there. I'm a big fan of Viva Vendetta, but I can tell you that that rhyme is synonymous with the historic Guy Fawkes Day, when a plot to blow up England's House of Parliament was foiled. Fireworks are used to commemorate what would have been a fiery display, but in the modern day, many laws govern fireworks displays on days like Guy Fawkes and others in South Africa. And we're calling up an individual that I mentioned now, god of law, expert in law as well, director at Legalities.co.za. Click on it now and find out all the amazing work that they do. Eitan Stern is here to answer the question. I want to enjoy fireworks this coming Guy Fawkes Day. I want to do the necessary. I want that in my life. I want the Katy Perry fireworks I deserve. But so now what? That's the question. Hey, Eitan.
I'm going to struggle to get through this without laughing. I can feel it's one of those days.
You're going to be fine. Okay. I can tell you. Right, so I think it's important for us to make sure that we set the scene. And when I say set the scene, I don't mean light the fuse. I actually mean, maybe that's a good idea. But why are there laws to govern where and when you can use fireworks?
Okay, well, while fireworks are these very fun things, I guess, they're also incredibly dangerous. They're little explosives. It's actually quite a crazy thing that people play with these explosives. And the reason we need laws to govern them is because every single year people are hurt by fireworks, people hurt animals with fireworks, people are killed by fireworks. So, you know, when we were kids, it was kind of a free-for-all. Luckily, things don't work like that anymore. And now we have laws to kind of protect people and ourselves and our animals against fireworks.
Especially the animals, you know, and I know they're sensitive ears, and I was mentioning this earlier. In fact, one of our social media questions is around, Guy Fawkes and a lot of things around that. But I just figured that, you know, if you do have animals, I worry for them. And even though you want to celebrate and you want to commemorate this particular day, there are things that make it illegal in some areas. And actually, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
I have my own property, and it's my own property. Surely I'll be able to do whatever I want to do within the boundaries of my own property. How is it illegal for me to, do a couple of fireworks in the backyard?
Cool.
Why?
Great question. As the old saying goes, your right to swing your fist ends where my face begins. So why?
Right.
you can't do whatever you want.
So your face is the fence that I have in my backyard, right?
Exactly. Well, you can't just do whatever you want to your property. So it's actually very illegal to light fireworks in any private or public space. You're not allowed to do it at home. You're not allowed to do it in the streets. Not allowed to do it on beaches. Not allowed to do it in parks. You're not allowed to light fireworks unless you're in a specific designated area or you have a specific license, which we'll talk about how you get them.
Yes.
But you're not allowed to light fireworks in places. And why? Because these things are little explosives. They can hurt people around you. They can hurt your neighbors, and they can hurt dogs and animals from around the neighborhood. Never mind the fact that, they're just plain dangerous. So no, you're not allowed to light fireworks at home.
I think it's important that you mention that because you get so many people who will be like, this is my property. I will do the firework thing and I can do. And those people, you kind of want to tell them to calm down.
We can go through a lot of things that you can't do on your property.
There are
you're not allowed to.
a lot of things there, but it's important for us to focus on this. Now, are there any special dates and occasions where fireworks are permitted? I know you mentioned that there is a way to get yourself a permit, but before we get there, what are those dates that are considered okay?
Okay, so around Guy Fawkes, Diwali, New Year's, there's certain occasions where designated areas are given, and if you go to one of those designated areas or a place where there is someone that has a permit, then you can light fireworks, and only between specific times, only between 7 and 10 p.m. But you need to be in one of those designated areas.
Yes.
So, and that's it. You can't just do it at home or on the beach.
Yeah, you can't even payday come out of your house and say yes, wow, and then debit orders to your SMSs. It happens to the best of us. So, Eitan, we've got so much more to discuss with you. In fact, I'm going to let you marinate with that for a second because we do want to know more things about permits. We want to talk about things around, fireworks themselves, just to make sure that if you are wanting to commemorate and celebrate, you need to know how to do it legally, and that's why this man is here, God of Law, a.k.a. Eitan Stern at Legalities.co.za. He's got more for you in the next couple of minutes. Stay there.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And you know, Guy Fawkes is next week. And I know you're thinking about doing the firework displays. But we've been chatting about the fact that it's just illegal to just be in your backyard and just go, hey, let's go fireworks. It's not like that. So we consulted somebody from Legalities.co.za, our favorite lawyer, Eitan Stern, as he breaks down the legal ins and outs of putting on fireworks displays in South Africa ahead of Guy Fawkes Day. That'll be next week, Friday. So, Eitan, we did mention that everybody would like to do a massive display, but you can't do it in your backyard. So how does one put on a legal firework display?
Okay, it's quite complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess what we're trying to head at is a point where kids can't buy explosives. You know, so in order,
Fair enough.
so the way that you do it is you need to apply to the city for permission.
Okay.
Then you need to get permission from the SAPs, the police. Once the police have given you permission, you need to go to the fire department, the fire and safety department, and get permission from them.
Yes,
You
continue.
need to consult with your neighbors and people around you in order to make sure they're fine with it.
That's 4.
And that's to put on a firework display of less than 200 people. Once you need more than 200 people, it becomes a whole different procedure. Once you got those things, then you can put on a firework display, and you got to print your license and put it out there that everyone can see.
Call the president.
You got to call.
Tell him that it's happening.
You got to call.
And then
you
have your COVID test. And then you're perfect. Then you're good to
You
go.
can't do fireworks without a COVID test. Yeah. It's complex. And I guess the point
Wow,
is it should be complex because fireworks are little explosives.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's what you've been. That's the narrative. Is that, I mean, these are dangerous explosives. They also are unpredictable in the hands of people who are not experts. And I think that's actually one thing that we have to stress is that I know you want to go and purchase, and everybody's got an uncle who can hook up some fireworks. But I think that it's important for us to know that these are little explosives.
Maybe it's for Guy Fawkes, we should just give flowers to our neighbors or something instead.
We should change the narrative.
Change the narrative.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are
It's like-
other ways of creating just explosive situations,
Throw
right?
gummy bears in the air.
And like, you know, maybe just do a good deed
Yeah.
for Guy Fawkes. Hey, that's a good idea. But
I'm amazed that you knew what Guy Fawkes was about. But anyway, I had no idea.
did you know? Okay, well, it's one of those things. But I actually wanted to go into the fact
Yes.
that I'm sure that if you want to do the fireworks thing, and your neighbor comes around and says, you know, my dog, there is a problem.
Yes.
The hearing has been impaired, or somebody has been affected
Yes.
personally by a firework of some sort of firework display. I want to know what the legality around that is. Because,
Okay.
I mean, is it a criminal offense to hurt an animal and a human? I know this sounds like an obvious question, but I want to do
But
that
let's talk about
just to make sure that you talk about it.
Yeah.
Criminal offense with regard to hurting somebody with a firework.
100%. No, I'm glad we're talking about it.
Okay,
I
good.
imagine Karis is going to talk about it as
Absolutely.
well. But animals can get hurt by fireworks.
Yes.
Their ears are very sensitive. It is totally an offense. First of all, it's an offense to use fireworks illegally without a permit. If you're under 16, it's illegal to buy fireworks. If you do these things, you can get a fine or get jail time. If you hurt someone with a firework or hurt an animal, definitely illegal. If you see someone doing this, you need to call the SPCA. If you see someone harming an
ask you about
animal,
that, yeah.
you need to call the police. And yeah, I think it's important for us to remember that you know, animals really do get affected by it. They're terrified by the noise, massive loud banging. I mean, my dog gets panic attacks when it rains. I mean, fireworks is going to really throw him over the edge. But yeah, I mean, it's people do get, every single year we have people get hurt by fireworks and animals, and it's totally illegal to hurt anyone with a firework.
You know, we don't want to be party poopers, but I think...
No, with fireworks, I'm happy to be a party pooper.
But with Eitan, I know what you said is that we should actually be changing the narrative. Also, if you look at the information behind Guy Fawkes as well, I mean, it's a commemorative thing with regard to somebody who stood up against the government and was foiled with regard to that. We completely get it. But you know what? Maybe this year you can change the narrative and look after the environment and look after our animals, because those are both the adversely affected with regard to fireworks. So my situation here is to say, flowers. Why don't we just get some flowers out there and let's do something crazy?
Down with the government. Here's some flowers.
And then,
Love it.
And what about play Katy Perry firework, you know, at a nice volume? Maybe that'll also work for you as well. Why not?
That's
Hey?
beautiful. I'm doing that this year in Guy Fawkes.
Let's do that together. Just another idea, but I think it's so important that, you know what, celebrate with freedom. But when your freedom impedes in somebody else's freedom, that is where the law steps in, and that is where this man steps in.
Amen to
Don't
that.
forget that. But celebrate, no doubt, with your Feel Good Breakfast Show.